Hey guys, what's up? I went for a walk in the woods and I just needed to get away from society for a little bit and just ground my soul, sort of say. I highly advise you get out in the woods because it's great to just connect with Mother Nature. Today's video is on flowerhorns. I found myself completely obsessed with flowerhorns lately, and I foresee the industry exploding in popularity with flowerhorns. And the reason is because they're beautiful fish, they're sturdy, and they're easy to breed, and they're just fun to keep. Like, these guys are shipping these fish, USPS, all over the US, and they're having a super high success rate because these fish are so sturdy. Anyways, today's video is specifically on the Kamfa flowerhorn, and I have my buddy Corbin. By the way, you should visit his YouTube channel as well. It's Corbin's Fish Room. He has a bunch of flowerhorns, and the reason I have Corbin on is because he's an admin over at one of the flowerhorn groups, and he knows way more about flowerhorns than I do. And I did probably 5 hours of research on the strains of flowerhorns, and I just still can't wrap my head around this, guys. Like, this is crazy stuff. And all the hybridization with these fish. I'm gonna get on this walk. I'm trying to find some cool pieces of wood for my tank. You gotta make sure, if you're finding wood in the woods, that sounds weird, that it must be hardwood. Softwoods are no good. Take it away, Corbin. He's going to tell you about Kamfa flowerhorns.
Hey everybody, my name's Corbin. I'm doing a special video for you guys today for my buddy Chris at Polymer's Fish Q&As. He posted on one of the Facebook groups I'm a moderator for today, Facebook Flowerhorn Hobbyist, asking if maybe somebody had some footage they'd like to share of some Kamfas and maybe some facts about them. I've known Chris in the past a little bit. I helped him out on beta fish keepers as a moderator, so I thought, why not? I have probably, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Kamfa in my fish room right now, so I have a pretty good variety and can show and explain to you the traits that Kamfa possess pretty well. There is a large variety of Kamfa. Not all Kamfa are the exact same, but the general characteristics a Kamfa possesses will be displayed in most of these fish that I show you today. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd also like to add that flowerhorn keeping is very, very opinionated. It's very controversial. Everybody is going to have their own way of keeping these fish. Me personally, I like to keep all my fish solitary. I find that they do best that way. That doesn't mean if you keep yours in a community, it's doing it wrong. It just might mean that they can't display their true potential. So there's a bunch of factors that play into the way your flowerhorn displays, and you'll also see that with how some of my tanks are set up today. This first fish, his name is Mushu. At least that's what I call him. He's an F2 Singha Kamfa, and he has pretty much perfect Kamfa traits. He's not a perfect fish by any means, but he does fit the characteristics very well. He has a nice square body, and what I mean by that is near the tail, it doesn't taper down. It's nice and full and round. His finnage wraps his tail very nicely. He has a very full finnage, and his tail fin is also very wide and fanned out. When you look at his mouth when it's closed, he has no underbite. His lips line up. That's a Kamfa trait. Along with his white eyes. His eyes stick out a little bit, which for Kamfas, the eyes are supposed to be a bit recessed, or at least not as protruded as a ZZ flowerhorn, but he still does fit the Kamfa traits very, very well. This is an example of an SRD flowerhorn. She's in the ZZ category, which are most SRD flowerhorns. Some will have some Kamfa traits, but they're usually ZZ, I should say. She has a pretty round body, so you can't tell as much, but it tapers down towards her tail. Her fins don't wrap as well, and her tail isn't as wide. She has a huge underbite, and her eyes protrude a lot more, and they're also red. This is my boy Barry. He is actually a brother to the first fish in the video. He doesn't look quite the same. He doesn't have as good of Kamfa form as Mushu does, but he's still a very nice fish. His body tapers down towards the end, but he has no underbite. His eyes are very recessed, and they're also white. There's many varieties of Kamfa, as you can tell, and I have many more than you see in this video, but this is just a quick generalization rundown of what makes Kamfa a Kamfa.